today on Swift Waters.
Welcome to Swift Waters. I'm Connie.
And I'm Shawn. Today's episode takes us due west. And when I say that, we're going to go as far west of Wisconsin as we can. We're hitting the Mississippi River. We're going to take two different locations on it. One a little further north up by the Wisconsin-Minnesota border. It's all big water. It's got wild rice. So that area is just fantastic.
Then we go a little bit further south, the Wisconsin-Iowa border. The back sloughs, the fast action shooting. It's a lot of fun. It's one of our favorite locations to go.
So enjoy the tips and tricks section out of this show, and sit back and enjoy the show.
The Peat Dryer is a clever device designed to effectively remove sweat, wet, and odor from footwear and gear. It dries without deteriorating the materials and without using an undue amount of energy. Peat dryers are safe for use on leather, canvas, rubber, vinyl, cloth, plastic, and all modern fabrics. Peat effectively delivers on its promise to eliminate wetness, perspiration, and odor. When you need a dependable dryer, turn to Peat Dryer. Check out Peat's fantastic product line today at peatdryer.com. Products that work, we guarantee it.
So we're going to head down the back sloughs of the Mississippi. We end up getting out to a large inland lake. It's fairly shallow, and it's where they plant all of the wild rice. The water depth generally runs between 6 inches and maybe 3 feet, but it's usually around a 24-inch draft in there. The rice grows up to around 6 to 7 feet at its full. And you can see literally the roads that go through there between the airboats and the mud boaters.
Boats, yep.
So we go right through the larger lake. We end up trying to cut back into some of the hidden potholes that are in there. We've got a couple special little spots that with the high water we have no problem navigating back into. As we progress on through the Eagle's Nest area, I know we always head to the back sloughs, way back as they're flooded up. You can literally, we'll take it back into the forest area, and to some of the feeder creeks as well. And generally we try to take it far up as the feeder creeks, but keeping in mind that it's at high water at this stage. So generally the water, that hunting season will drop anywhere from 2 to 3 feet. So those areas that we can access with the boat currently are not accessible at that point. We're back out on the big water here, and we've been putzing around back in the woods quite a bit. My thoughts were that the birds weren't going to be out in here at all. They would be way back in the woods, right, kind of just puddling around, with their broods or whatever. But I think is what happened. The water's been so high, and it's just raging through here.
It completely knocked all the vegetation down.
So this was well worth our trip up here. It's our first time coming up in this far north on the Mississippi. And it's already, what is this, mid-July?
Mid-July.
Right, so we've got another couple months. We'll see how the rice recovers, at least if it can. If it does, that's awesome. If not, well, then we go other spots. It's just so cool. So we'll see.
So now we're going to keep navigating, but we're going to head south on the Mississippi River down towards the Iowa-Wisconsin border in the back sloughs, different areas than we normally do, because we're going to check out some new locations. We get down to the lower part of the upper Mississippi, an area that we truly enjoy to hunt. We're going to try a little scouting here today.
Hey, well, we made it to our spot. We got all the boat put together, all the gear on. We're gonna try to launch this thing and get under power. The day has turned out to be really nice. It's the sun's out. We were driving over and it was absolutely horrible.
It was overcasted, chilly. It kind of warmed up a little bit, and the sun's popped out.
Yeah. The water level right now, it's looking like kind of normal-ish, maybe a little elevated, but it's still early on. We've been seeing just a boatload of birds. It's awesome. I wish we had this many birds in the fall all the time. It's still early April, and the water level is really nice. It's not elevated, although north of us there's still a lot of snow. So as that starts breaking up and coming down, the water level anticipate it'll come up another 2 to 5 feet. But
Sean really likes that.
but we're anticipating that we're going to see a lot of birds. They're coming up pretty heavy right now in the spring.
Migration is in full swing.
And they are going to be just in full plumage. So this should be a really good outing. As well, we'll keep marking this spot throughout the rest of the year. We'll have a great season as well.
Swift Waters would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support: Beaver Tail, McMiller Sports Center, Gammo, Swift Waters would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support: Thermacell, IGOGS, Manzella.
I can't get enough of scouting. It's late May and on the Mississippi River, and what that means is it's high water. It's completely back into the banks, and I can get that boat in a lot of spots. There's just no possible way I can midsummer, and that's what happens. It's just like being down in Arkansas. The timbers get all flooded up. Generally, it's anywhere from 2 to 6 feet of water in depth. You can rip the boat through the timbers. You can get them back all the way back to where now the water is in the new shorelines, and you can go miles up and down. And that's what we do. So Chloe and I took the day. We went over to the Mississippi River. We found a launch, which I knew exactly where it was. We put the boat in, and we started just putzing up and down the river. We're going to get moving down the waterway. I think we're actually going to go upriver and take a quick look-see up there and see what we got going on. Now some of these got to watch out because they'll literally just dead end, and I got one heck of a current, and I'm feeling that's what's going to happen here. We're going to try to turn this bad boy around. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, because she's just flooded out, and I don't think it's too deep. She's only about 6 inches off into the grass. That ain't gonna work, When Chloe and I did get the boat down in there, I usually take a look at the satellite and try to find out where some of the flowages are, or some of the creeks are, because when the water level's up that high, it's actually hard just to determine, if it is an actual creek when the water recedes. And we did. We found one that went all the way back up into a spot that I hadn't been in the past. It turned out into just a marshy pool. We locked it into the GPS and wanted to go back at least 2 months later after the water had receded and just see what type of water level we got and look at the access point. We're planning on using it this year. We didn't need to use it last year. So, that's part of it as well. I'm always looking to see where a new pothole is, and these are the perfect times to be able to get back in those hard to get at spots. So a couple different things to keep in mind in high water. Just be careful out there, right? Any of the launches are either flooded, check the wing dams on the Mississippi. There's all kinds of reports. You don't want to get caught by any of the major dams with the current. I usually go back at that point to the sloughs. I know the currents are real slow back in there, but the water elevation's up high, and you can just kind of snake through. It's the most beautiful time of the year. The trees are already in, the leaves are out. Usually try to catch it in a nice day and start looking around, not only for the waterfowl, but all the other critters that are back in there are doing the same thing because of the water level. It's all springtime, and the forest just becomes alive. Most of you have seen Chloe actually grow up. She is, at this point, is about 24 months. She's a full AKA registered lab, and hunting with a dog for waterfowl just brings such a new dynamic to it. Chloe's been on board with us since she was a pup. So as you can tell, we do use the e-collars. This is a Delta Sport by Garmin. We've got the training bumpers that we work with as well. Know your dog's personality when you're going to be training them. We're a big component about praise and not a lot of hard discipline. Consistency is the biggest thing you can remember.
And they want to be trained. They want direction.
Yeah.
So it just makes it more fun for the dog and for us if she understands what we're asking for her.
And when we say consistency, you know, we have our basic commands. The hardest thing for us as, you know, as owners is making sure that we do the same thing repetitively over and over. So fetch is single word fetch, not go get it, go pick it up, come over here, oh, stop that. You know, it's consistently
one word.
Fetch. It's consistently sit. And as you notice, I always conjunct with it with a hand gesture as well, because they can coordinate that. And after a given point, I can just do my hand gesture and it'll correlate that with the command as well. And she is really, really starting to come into it. Her retrieves are excellent. Her blind retrieves are awesome. So, you know, we can't be happier, and we look forward to a great season coming forward with her.
Swiftwaters would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support: Smart Targets, 511, Tangle Free, Swiftwaters would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support: Mud Buddy, Lacrosse Footwear.
Well, this is one of those hunts where we had to get up super early in the morning. 12:30 is the alarm, and 1 o'clock we're in the truck and we're heading west. All right, well, here we are, opening day of early teal season in Wisconsin. It's the first time they've had one. They're going to run it for 3 years, do a trial, and we are on the mighty Mississippi out on this southwestern start of the state.
It's actually pretty exciting. We get to launch and there's no one there. Absolutely no one.
Yeah, so this is, I don't know what the numbers forecast the guys to hit it, but no, there's absolutely nobody. And normally this launch is jack full with hunters on the opening weekend.
So we got our chairs set. We're ready. It's still dark.
Now, this is early teal season, the first time ever in Wisconsin. It's the first day of early teal season. We thought we'd give it a whirl. We have seen teal in the location we're heading to, and we get set up.
Yep. So the story starts to unravel. Keep in mind, this is also our wood duck spot. So as everybody knows, duck identification, the female wood ducks and the teal, especially up in Wisconsin at early season, they look pretty close. And that's the way the whole day started panning out. So we get in our favorite spot. You know, we're set up on the edge. We know that both teal as well as wood duck are flying in here, and you know, the opener hits, and what do we see? We see a lot of birds.
We're really not sure what they are. We're assuming they're wood ducks, but you don't know.
Yeah, so
one flies by, Shawn actually takes a shot at it. You know, it keeps on flying. After that, we really are second guessing ourselves.
We did. So what we ended up doing at that spot, you know, we had some even drop in as we got up and started walking along some of the back sloughs. We had a set of 3 of them drop in. I'm looking hard. And I tell you, I pull up, I'm like, I just don't feel comfortable. From that area, we actually packed it up and we decided to go further south because we weren't getting any shooting in, and thought, well, this is a great time to look at some new spots.
Sure.
So we did. We headed down about another 2 miles in some sloughs. We found another area that we wanted to go into.
Yep. We parked the boat, actually get out, and we have to trounce across the marsh just a little bit into this area, and we see a back pond, which is really cool. So we get kind of set up, ready to go, and sure enough, here they come. Down the back side of this tree line and 90-degree turn right in front of us, wood ducks.
And we're talking, these things are piling in, you know, full flare up at us. It's the sweetest look, because as you all know, you know, she can hear the wings. Apparently I can't. You hear the wings come ripping in. They do a full flyby and they dump right in front of it, anywhere from 20 to 30 yards, and they're puddling around. And we're literally sitting there on the bank watching the show. And we did that. The sun was coming down, you know, we set the guns down, and literally just watch these birds come in, because they are
really cool.
they're the most beautiful birds. The drakes are just a handsome thing, and when they take off, because we'll jump them, they go right through the trees. And I know all you guys have seen these birds. They are the acrobats of any birds. Just twist and turn in right through the timbers and on out. So it ended up being a great day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we zeroed out.
But
Totally zeroed
it was
out.
found a new location, somewhere we'll go back and hunt.
Yep, and you know, a lot of times it's better to be a little on the cautious side, especially with the first season of teal hunting. We've got another 2 years as a trial up here, and you know, we definitely will be looking for other spots.
Swiftwaters would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support: Big Al's Decoys, Bug Band, Swiftwaters would like to thank the following sponsors for their generous support: Lodge, Waterfowl Wading Systems by Caddis.
So Mike, Dan, and myself headed over to the Mississippi for the opener, and what we were going for primarily are wood ducks in the timbers. All right, well, we made it out here. We've been out for about an hour, I think, because it's squatters' right on public land. So it's opening morning, Mississippi River. We're right in between Iowa and Wisconsin. Not a lot of sleep last night, just because it's, I don't know, it's got to be pushing 3:30, 4 o'clock. And there was already about 9 boats at the trucks at the launch, maybe a dozen. You know, we get down out there extremely early, even though it doesn't open up until 9 a.m. in Wisconsin. But we get our spot at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. We honker in, it's all public land, and we start waiting it out. Morning breaks, we take a little time for breakfast. Mike, you know, prepares just some phenomenal breakfast that he always does. We get hanging out. You know, 9 o'clock approaches, and within 5 minutes before 9, you know, we're all standing behind our trees. We're waiting for the skies to part, you know, and the birds just to start piling in. The first shot just went off, 9 o'clock, right on the money. That was pretty good. I'll give them that, they waited. There we go. And of course, you know, from 8:55 to 9 o'clock to 9:05 to 9:10, it's the same part of the day. Bluebird sky day, and you know what? If you didn't have any birds at 8:55, you're probably not going to have any birds at 9 o'clock. So anyway, you know, we kind of set it out there. Mike's on the far end of this. It's all in timbers. We got a short little canopy. It's about 100 foot or 100 yards long. I'm honkered in behind a tree, you know, and I'm visualizing these birds just cutting in right off of the backside, you know, cup them right around and in. And I think I'm even to the point where I'm saying, come on, you know, and as I do, one breaks through, swing around, boom, put it down. You know, and I'm standing there all juiced up, here we go, you know, it's gonna start hitting us. And little Chloe comes up behind me, you know, and put her out on the bird, you know, for the opener. She gets right out into it, a little bit of coaxing to get her over to where the wood duck is, and she picks it up and brings it right back in. You know, it was a nice little retrieve, a little juvie wood duck. They're always beautiful. So we got one in the bag. We head back over to the, you know, the base area where we're camping at. There we go. Nice juvie, right? Nice juvie, and she's doing great. That's her third one of the day, maybe fourth. I don't know, down there. She's got a couple so far. So, Brooke, John, Sandy, nice. Couldn't be more excited. All right, let's go get some more. Kind of hang out the rest of the morning into that area. Not a lot flying. It's just truly a bluebird day, and we start kind of heading out for lunch from there. So this day couldn't have worked out any better. It was a short morning. We got out there. Overall, it was a great morning hunt. We got some birds down, enjoyed the morning, and we got out of there for some lunch. Hey, thanks a lot for tuning in. As you saw on the northern end of the Mississippi River, we scouted it. We looked hard, early season, a lot of rice. The coots were out like crazy.
They're everywhere.
They always are. Crazy birds. The plumage on the early flight, the spring flight back was really great. But the bottom line is, you didn't see us hunting it.
We didn't hunt it.
Yeah, we called it out of the inventory list for several reasons. The water level was crazy high. The nesting wasn't all that good. We kind of steered away.
Yep, and we went south to our good old faithful. The lower part of the upper Mississippi River, the back sloughs. It's always fun. We did an early teal hunt that didn't turn out to be so great, but we had a good time.
Yeah, so the rest of the season panned out very well. We try to get out there late as we can. And the season was awesome over there. So
I hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next week. Follow us on Facebook and
try to keep up.
Swift Waters would like to thank Garmin for their generous support. Check out their full product line at Garmin.com. On the next episode of Swift Waters.